Yes. Okay. All right, so our next piece is to think about why we're here. And I invite you, as we read through these in just a moment, you'll have a chance to decide why you're here. It might not fully align with the very specific outcomes that we've stated here, but your intentions are very important as well, and we'll name those in just a moment. So we have two large outcomes, and feel free to read those for yourselves, and then we have sub-bullets underneath the second create outcome. Take a moment, they're also posted here, and they'll live here throughout the 3 days. So I'll give you a moment to read. So these two outcomes are reflected in the way that we've created the agendas for our 3 days. We will be living as teachers, as colleagues, as writers together in this space, and we will be making. We'll be creating resources to be used not only for us, but for the wider group of colleagues that we represent. So both of those big ideas will happen throughout our time, and at the same time, you came here for your own specific purposes. As I was listening in, as you were greeting each other and getting settled this morning, one person said, I love grammar. And when Pam invited me to come, I said, all right, 3 days, I'm a grammar devotee, I can do this is great. Some of you were asked like that. Some of you heard about this in another way. What brought you here to these 3 days in August to work together? What is your intention for this time? I'm going to give you a moment. Feel free to chat. Well, actually, let's write first and then chat. If you could just grab a sticky note or your own writing notebook, jot your own intention for these 3 days. It might be aligned to these outcomes. It might be something new. Give you about 30 seconds or so to just jot that quickly. And then when someone near you is ready, go ahead and share if you're comfortable doing so. Thank you. We have quite a few diverse intentions in the room. I did hear some people really focusing in on that first outcome and naming that the grammar in context is the piece that they're really thinking about next. That how does this work pair with what we're already doing in writing instruction? That was a theme that I overheard. I wanted to share that. So with that intention in mind, your own personal intention, knowing that we have quite a bit of work time, that intention will be honored. And please, at any time, if there are questions, some disconnects for you, some background knowledge that you feel you need, we really want to create an informal environment. We've created a very clear 3 days, and it's flexible. So please be very open with us, with your group, with anyone in the room, and we will pace and adjust and fill in any pieces that are needed. So for today, if we think about our agenda for today, both on the screens but also posted here, and this will live, our goals today are to do that first and second outcome. So as we think about writing together, we want to define first the whole big picture of this work, the whole process of how to create this kind of a grammar package for our instruction to embed this work in writing. So that'll be our first goal. We will consider the research that goes behind this kind of instruction, and we will have a process to be able to read through that and think through that. We will write as writers ourselves, both to live that, like our students live that, to experience the joy of that we often don't get to do in our lives, but also to think about how our models that we're creating could be used with students in the fall. And we will be then working in grade level groups, if that makes sense. We'll kind of break out and do the work of sorting standards today, the language standards, and working on ways to define that for ourselves. And one product is called a glossary that we'll be thinking about. We'll come back together and debrief the day. So, thinking about that, we are ready to shift. Now, Amy, are you next?